All right. Welcome back to another SecretBaseTrainer Roundup.
Yes, sir.
I'm repping the old school console right here.
That's appropriate.
Yeah, I do want to go back and collect some of those, but that's another story.
They're pricey, yeah.
Yeah, let's get into some topics. An interesting I want to share. Did you hear about a 151 fire?
A 151 fire? No. What's this?
Well,
what happened?
Very sad news. There was a collector with a sequential 151 set, Japanese, living in the US, had it in his car, got his car stolen, and then the people who stole his car, I don't know, for fun, decided to set his car on fire.
Oh.
And the whole set was in there. Like, they were not after his, I don't know, whatever car he was driving. Obviously, that's what they were after. And then they got it to a certain point and then decided to set the car on fire. And I mean, the caption is crazy. Is going up in flames, like literally. Like, that's just terrible.
Yep.
I've seen these photos going around. Like, that's what was left. The rest is a pile. Like, he had the whole sequential set. Like, that's really cool. Like, it's a nice way of collecting.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So a little bit of different. Yeah, it's not like the news where we've been covering, like someone's just going in and just like, you know, robbing all your stuff. But I mean, that's pretty sad.
It's hard. Yeah. That hurts. That's a big set too. I assume if it's a complete set, we're talking mirrors, regular cards, and you know, like you said, it's kind of cool. It's for people who are into collecting PSA as opposed to Pokemon, really.
Yeah.
But you know, it's beyond me. But people who put extra value, they place extra value on the slabs. There's always more information to be had. Why was it in his car? Was he taking it? Was it en route to this vault?
On the way to the vault. Yeah. That's really rough, hey?
Yeah, it is.
This is the thing, just with I mean, you've just got to be so careful where you place your collection.
Doesn't sound like he wheeled it out to the car and hopped right in. It sounds like again, there's more information to be had. He probably left it out for longer than he should have, and then that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, just imagine when you're doing whatever you are with your cards. Imagine you're just carrying money around. Would you leave the equivalent of those cards in money in your car? Would you hang them on your wall? Yeah, just unfortunately, that's what Pokemon are.
Yeah, the next one from me is this guy. Woo!
Yes.
Ooh, my jukebox. My jukebox is on the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna open it? Or are you gonna just keep it sealed?
I think I'm gonna keep it sealed. You could only buy one.
Yeah.
From Pokemon Center. Like, not a big high ticket item, but I thought it was kind of fun. Like, the box design's really cool.
Game Boy, the original Game Boy was my first game system. So you have a throwback in the packaging to the original Game Boy itself, and then on the side, I like where it's kind of you got kind of the side angle. You're getting 2 faces, 3 faces of it on display. So you got the Pokemon, you know, cover art as well. It's a really cool piece.
It's just crazy, like, just the way the market's going. Like, you have to get what you can get.
Yeah.
And then if you can get something, hold on to it for a while. And then if you want to open it, you can open on a special occasion if you want. But you can't just you just have to get what you can, even though it's not a TCG product. But this went within an hour. Like, I was working and I checked and I was like, oh, it's available. I was like, why not? And then went back to Pokemon Center an hour. It was gone.
Yeah.
It's just completely gone. And who knows when it will come back, or if it is just like a limited, because this is not like a reprint. This is an actual physical product with a lot of I mean, they're not the games, but they're the music of all the games is in it.
Last Friday was the Pokemon Presents, and you know, every year they have one, Pokemon Day, on the release of Red and Blue. So this year, 30th anniversary, was kind of extra special. But for this year, typically when you go into these presents, my mentality is not to go in with any expectations, 0 expectations. I always am let down if I don't. But you know, it was a little bit of a mishmash of things. Of course, we had the game music collection that you got. and that was right at the front of the video. It was very cool. Pokemon Go had a 30th anniversary special event. Pokemon that have been released in Go are going to be available in the wild for, I think, 3 days at the start of this month. Bits and pieces. And then talking about N64 stuff, Pokemon XD, one of the few Nintendo 64 releases of Pokemon. If you have an online subscription, you can play that. My kids saw the trailer for it. It's a goofy looking game. There was a time when there was not a lot of consistency visually between the games, and the characters look kind of odd. The Pokemon look silly. Yeah. But it's a fun game. And then moving back to the present, Pokemon Champions, which is kind of likely the new portal for competitive Pokemon play in the main series games. I think that's actually going to be for Switch and mobile devices, if I remember correctly. That's coming in April. So we have XD coming in March, and then next month we have Pokemon Champions. And they hinted at this Pokemon Champions, I think, in last year's Pokemon Presents. So that took a while to get out. We'll probably see this at some point in the card game. Garchomp, one of the fan favorite Pokemon, has a new Mega Evolution. There are several Pokemon, albeit on a limited basis, that have new forms. Garchomp's one of them. And then the Pokopia, it's kind of, my daughter and I were talking, it's almost like the Pokemon version of Minecraft. There's a new Rotom form. So typically, in times past for non-main series games, they'll introduce new things, and they're not necessarily canon, so they don't make their way to the main series games. But hopefully this new Rotom form, it's a stereo form, hopefully that'll make its way to the game, because if it does, then it'll be in the card game as well. Big news, for your and I, Secret Trainer, 30th anniversary. We kind of knew going in they were going to talk about the set. They didn't give any specific details, but in the short video they had, the segment they devoted to the card game, they highlighted some cards from past series. They highlighted the original Pikachu card from base, the Charizard from base. Every commemorative set from here on is going to have the base Charizard in it. And then there's some cool things like the Crystal Lugia from the E series. I love the E series. That's a multiple $1,000 card. They had these dual cards that you actually stack them together, so 2 cards to make a large card. They highlighted some of those, so it's likely that they're going to be covering a lot of things very similar to the way they did the 25th anniversary. They selected cards from different generations, slapped the stamp on it in a different foil treatment. It's likely we're not going to get anything mind-blowing like a massive set, but it's similar probably to the 25th anniversary collection. I wouldn't be surprised like they had the 25th anniversary, the golden box with Pikachu. If we get some more deluxe items for the 25th, maybe we'll get something like that. One more interesting thing about the 30th anniversary collection, typically, as you well know, the English releases and the Japanese releases are quite disparate in terms of release date. There's kind of a staggered release. Japan usually puts their stuff out first, and then the overseas editions are coming out later. Interestingly about this, it's going to be a simultaneous worldwide release. So Japan's going to get this time as everyone else.
Great.
And as with the 25th, it looks like it's going to be out in October. Details beyond that, we don't have anything. Just likely, again, going to be similar to the 25th anniversary.
I'm glad we're getting everything at the same time. That would be good.
It should be a fun set. I think we definitely need to talk about getting some cases. I think long term, these anniversary collections are always holding value. Of course, I'm a set collector at heart, but I think if you're going to talk about something that is for certain going to hold value and be something people are going to want in the future, this is definitely it.
Yep, that's it for this week's roundup, and we'll see everyone on the next one.
Guys, take care. Right. Secret Trainer.
Secret Trainer. Secret Trainer.